the magnitude of the national security crisis Joe Biden unleashed on our country over the span of 4 years cannot be overstated. President Trump has directed his entire team to continue rooting out this evil within our borders. Our next guest is a U.S. Marine veteran who helped lead rescue missions during the Afghanistan withdrawal. Chad Robichaux joins us now. Thank you so much for your service, but also thank you for joining us this morning on this incredibly important story. You know, you did several deployments to Afghanistan. You fought alongside a lot of these Afghanis, and I think you probably supported helping some of them get out of Afghanistan during that disastrous withdrawal. What were the problems you recognized at the time with letting 80,000 Afghani nationals into the United States?
Yeah, I mean, I said this on Fox News at that time. I said this in my book that I wrote 4 years ago. When the NGOs were doing the evacuations, we were evacuating people out of Afghanistan, not bringing people to America. In fact, no NGO, no individual has the ability and authority to bring someone to America. The only people that does is the United States government. And during the time of evacuations, we were watching the U.S. military, forced by Joe Biden. I have to give credit. Our service members did an amazing job there, but right. Forced by Biden's White House to put unvetted, undocumented Afghans on planes and fly them straight to the United States and let them loose in the interior of the country. 80 to 100,000 of them. And when that happened, I knew immediately, I mean, it can't go well. Eventually, one of them has to be a bad guy and is going to do an attack on the United States, and this would happen. I mean, that is one scenario. We also have the border that was open every single day. And our country is just, it has been just overrun by we don't know who. Right. And this should be no surprise to anyone.
Well, one of the points, important points that I think that you have made is the fact that, so some of these guys were vetted, but they were vetted to become contract workers for the CIA, not vetted to come and live in suburban America.
Yeah, look, I worked in the special operations community for 14 years. When I was in Afghanistan, I was a DOD contractor on a JSOC task force, and we had CIA-trained Afghans working with us. We had JSOC-trained Afghans working with us. We vetted them to work for us as combatants. And there's a big difference when you know the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Right. They're great to work in, and it doesn't mean they wouldn't eventually be a good American, but the criteria of them working as a combatant doesn't qualify them to integrate into our society. There's a separate process for that, and that's the State Department's responsibility to do that. That's why when we got people like my interpreter, Aziz, out of Afghanistan, he had to go to UAE and wait 9 months for the State Department to do their due diligence process to make sure they were safe to come to America. And, Aziz is my friend. He's here.
Yeah, you raise a really important point, because even if they were good, loyal friends and soldiers there, the cultural differences are extraordinary. And you have two problems. One is the fact that maybe they have, prior ideations about America. But the other thing is just the cultural shock of coming here. We don't know, maybe coming here and the duress of being here for years, feeling out of place, the cultural shock could also turn somebody against the United States.